Welcome to episode 4 of the Championship Mindset. We're going to talk a lot about anxiety today, performance anxiety especially. So pay attention, take some notes, let's get into it. If you're somebody who struggles with performance anxiety, here are 3 key reasons why and how to fix them. The first key reason as to why we have performance anxiety is because we're not being mindful of our work. Let's say we put in 10 hours worth of work over an entire week. We've gone to practice, we've gone to lifts, we've done recovery, we've done some mindset training. If we put in 10 hours worth of work, our physical skills and abilities have improved by 10 hours. But if we're not mindful of how that work should have improved our confidence, then our confidence stays 10 hours before. So we become 10 hours physically more skilled, but we don't gain that same amount in confidence. So what happens is we create this dissonance between our physical skills and our mental confidence. So when we go out to compete, we're not going to compete like our skills and abilities. We're only going to compete as well as our confidence says we should. So how do we fix this? Number one, we need to make sure that every single time we're done training, whether it's a practice or a lift or some recovery, whatever we're doing, we need to acknowledge to ourselves what kind of work we just put in and how that should help us become more confident. So if I just put in 2 hours worth of practice, when I'm done, I need to make sure that I'm acknowledging to myself, I improved on this today, I developed this better today, I got stronger here today, I got tougher here today. Okay, now I'm leaving practice, increasing my confidence and feeling better about myself. I just put in 2 hours worth of practice and I gained 2 hours worth of confidence. We need to be making sure that we're doing this for each training session that we do. Reason number 2 as to why we have performance anxiety. We are not internally confident, we are externally confident. A good example of this is when we go out to compete, our confidence is influenced by whether or not we succeed or fail. If we succeed, it boosts our confidence. If we fail, it lowers our confidence. This is difficult because it's virtually impossible that you're going to be perfect while you go out to compete. So if you're somebody who is externally confident, your confidence is going to be decreasing and increasing the entire time you're competing, as opposed to just being stable in one spot. So someone who's externally confident, every time they mess up, they struggle with bouncing back. They struggle with resilience. Resilience is your mind's ability to face adverse challenge and then be able to maintain positivity while you're doing it to then become successful the second time around. We need to be able to do that, but that can't happen when we're externally confident. When we're internally confident, we know our skills and abilities, and that's what drives our confidence, then we have a lot better shot of bouncing back from adversity, because when we mess up, it doesn't mean anything other than just messing up in that one instance. It's not a shot to our identity, it's not a shot to our confidence, it just means that I messed up that one time. So now all I got to do is learn, quickly improve, make my adjustments, and then the next time I go out and I do a better job. So it doesn't have anything to do with confidence, or it doesn't have anything to do with my identity. It only has anything to do with my skills and abilities. And that when I mess up, I just need to make adjustments or learn and improve. And it doesn't make me feel any less confident. It actually gives me reasons to be even more confident because I messed up, and then learn to how to bounce back better the next time, the next go around. We want to change our perspective on competition. We're not going out to compete to validate our identity. We're going out to compete to improve even more. Every challenge that we face, anything that forces us to learn and adapt and grow, is helping us become even more skilled and increase our abilities. And so when we start to see competition as something, just another learning opportunity, it takes away all the pressure of having to fight for your identity and keep it secure and safe. All right, reason number 3 that we struggle with performance anxiety is we overestimate everyone else's capabilities and underestimate our own capabilities. This usually happens because we have negative self-talk, or we have self-talk that just isn't beneficial to us. So most people, when they go out to compete, especially when they have performance anxiety, most of their self-talk starts with don't. Don't mess up, don't do this, don't do that. Heck, maybe even your coach is telling you to do those things. When someone starts a phrase with don't, or when you self-talk yourself and say don't, what you're actually saying is, I dare you not to fail. An example that I like to use is, let's imagine that we're trying to teach ourselves healthy values, right? And we know that there's ice cream sitting in the fridge. If I tell myself, don't eat the ice cream, it immediately makes me think about that ice cream. And it also makes me want that ice cream, right? So I'm basically daring myself not to go eat the ice cream. And it's making me want it even more. However, if the value that I'm trying to teach is healthy eating, instead of telling myself, don't eat the ice cream, I instead tell myself, let's eat something healthy. I can go eat a salad right now. I don't immediately think about that ice cream. I'm just thinking about different ways that I can find healthy options. So when we use negative self talk and we use don't statements, what we're actually doing is daring ourselves to fail. Most of those don't statements come from a place of feeling like we are destined to fail. Because we feel like we're destined to fail, we feel like the don't statement is actually helpful because we already feel like we're going to. And so when we give ourselves the benefit of the doubt and tell ourselves something positive, like I can, or I will, or I'm going to, what we're doing is coming from a stance of ableness. We're showing ourselves that we are capable and we are strong and we can handle this, and we're giving ourselves hope instead of giving ourselves hopelessness. So, how do we fix this? We want to make sure that we're rewiring some of these negative self talk habits that we have. Key point, we want to make sure that we're not using don't statements. Those don't statements are going to dare you to fail, and they're going to set you up for self-fulfilling prophecies, and we don't want that. So if we can change the way that we talk to ourselves and tell ourselves, I can, I'm going to, then we come from a stance of ableness, we come from a stance of feeling capable, and that is going to give us hope, it make us feel more positive in that situation, and give us a better chance at succeeding. All right, that does it for today's episode. I hope you guys learned a lot. If you guys have any questions, shoot me a message, leave me a comment down below. Let me know how I can help.